Good morning, guys. Got a failed powder coat project today. Thought I'd share it with you. Just get a little input on it from you. If somebody knows more about it than I do, you can leave them in the comments for me below and tell me why. But I figured I'd show you and tell you what I think went wrong. What I've got is, a forge that I'm kind of going through, cleaning up a little bit, gonna make functional again. Acquired it several years ago. Of course, it sat out in the weeds for years, and it still sat out in the weeds for the time that I've had it. So I thought I'd start cleaning it up, get it going. I've got a couple things that I can use a forge for here, a couple little projects coming up. So the first thing I did with it, and I haven't put any of the videos out on the forge itself. We'll get back to that and get going. But I pulled the blower off of it, going to clean it up and get it running again. It had, what it is it's a Buffalo Forge number 2E blower. And it'd be original to this forge the way it was set up, I have no doubt. And it did run to a certain degree, but it never ran well when I first got it. So bearings were gone in the motor and wiring shot and that kind of thing. So I thought I'd clean it up, get it going. And I originally was going to just change out the motor. I think I'm going to go back and try and rebuild this motor. I'm not a motor guy, so this may be a project in futility here. But the blower itself was cast aluminum blower. And this is one of the scrolls here for it, number 2E. And it was uncoated aluminum, and it set out, showed quite a bit of corrosion. And I thought I'll clean it up and go ahead and just throw a coat of powder on it just to make it look a little bit nicer. This is going to be functional. It's not a restoration by any means. But I thought it would maybe protect it a little bit more and look a little bit nicer for years to come. So what I did is I sandblasted it off like I do everything else. Preheated it when I went to coat it because it's kind of cold and damp around here. We've had some rain and it's cooling down. We're going into winter. So anyway, humidity and moisture in the air and things like that, which will definitely affect your powder coat stuff. But not bad enough to where I was really concerned. I do a lot of powder coating under these conditions anyway, you know, just whenever I've got a project while we do it. Doesn't matter what time of year it is. So wasn't really concerned about that. This cream color is just a cream that I had when I did my CNC conversion. It worked real well on all my all the parts that I built for the lathe conversion, and I wanted something to match. So this is an Eastwood powder. I think that's part of the problem. I'm not real happy with the powder itself. It's worked okay. Now it's getting to be an old powder, so I'm just kind of trying to use it up, or that's what I intended to do on this project. So I sandblasted everything off, cleaned it up, preheated it, and sprayed it like I normally would, and the pieces came out terrible. You can see they're rough as can be, and what it is this just, let's see if we can get a, I don't know how well this is going to show up. Really rough finish on it. It's bubbled up is what it is, and the aluminum is gassed off, I think, is probably what it is, or the oils that it's absorbed over the years, whatever the contaminants are that are down in the pores of the aluminum, they just have created a problem with that and bubbled up that powder. So it's rough as can be. Like I say, normally I don't think it would be an issue. I had the scrolls in the oven first, and when they showed that that's what they were doing, well, I went back and I cooked the other three parts, the base, the impeller, and the adapter base that holds the motor on, and thinking that would take care of it, and then I'd go back and sandblast the scrolls off and recoat them. When I did it, I went back, and they were cooked, well, half an hour probably, and they were cooked at about 400 degrees. So I thought that would take care of any of the problems. Once I'd applied the powder and put them in the oven, I got the exact same problems with them. So it's a rough finish. I've decided to go with it. I'm not going to mess around too much, you know. There's no sense in, I was just trying to give them a little bit of protection is all I was really interested in. And like I say, cleaning them up, make it look a little bit nicer. But we're not going to spend a tremendous amount of time on them. You know, on the sides here, they've completely pulled away. Finish is completely pulled away from the castings and that type of thing. So it came out really bad. The reason I think it is a combination of things. I think it's because these castings are probably close to 100 years old. You know, these number 2Es, you know, they were early 1900s is when they started building them. And I don't know how long they made them, but I believe these are really old castings, so I believe they've absorbed a whole lot of contamination over the years, and it's just, you know, who knows what conditions they've been other than just sitting outside. So what I'm going to say the main problems are with the finish on this is being old castings, you know, 100-year-old castings. I don't think that's the major thing, though. Part of it, I think, is I may have old powder, which I know this Eastwood powder is a little bit old powder. Also, the cure temperature on Eastwood powder is a little bit higher. This is about 400 degrees for 20 minutes is what they call for. I normally use TC Coatings. I use their powder. I really like their powder. The cure temperature is only 325, so I think the higher cure temperature may be a factor with that too. Weather conditions are part of the problem. Anyway, anybody's got any more thoughts, leave them in the comment section for me below. And like I say, just a quick little failure I was going to show you. If you find this interesting, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you hit the bell notification, you'll know when I put out a new video. And any comments or suggestions, leave them in the comment section for me below. And thanks for taking the time to watch, guys.